Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Once again, Ya Ali Madad. Shukranillah walhamdulillah. It is great to be here today, even though I feel I need your prayers and the true weakness in human that I feel today. Because in this knowledge or on this journey, sometime the Gyan that I'm trying to remember, कि या मौला चाली चाली है की. I can feel how peers and Dais were feeling when they said, even with all their knowledge and all their ibadats, sometimes we feel weak. How do you convey all this knowledge? And how do you make everybody understand and bring everybody on the same level? You feel, I would not use the word hopeless, but weak. So let's come to the question that Ashraf had asked last week. It's a beautiful question, that how come in the creation of Allah we see people who are born in Ismaili Tariqa, but then others not even Muslim, and sometimes not even the people of the book, and sometimes not even have any religion. How can Allah send someone down without having a guidance when He had promised in His book that I will always and always will have guidance for the people? So how do we understand that? And one of the other Ginan, it says, कि you have written everything yourself, so दोष किसी को ना दीजिए जी. So let's understand this concept with a story, because it would be easier to understand in the form of a story than just the raw knowledge. Let's say today Allah decides to send 5,000 people on the earth, 5,000 new souls. So Allah calls in the Alam-e-Ruhaniyat, in the world of the soul, and say, who are ready to go on earth? I need 5,000 souls. All the hands goes up. All the souls say, me, I want to go. Allah says, before you raise your hand, let me tell you what I'm about to do. Let me tell you what your function would be on the earth. Let me tell you the conditions you will be going under. I need some souls to go on the earth, but they will not have any guidance, any religion, and they will live on the earth in complete darkness. When I say darkness, I'm not talking about the light of the sun, but the light of the guidance. All the hands goes down, but some, let's say 1,000. Allah looks at those souls and says, what made you think, or what made you decide that you wanted to go down in this condition? And soul says, Ya Khudawind, if this is your wish, then your wish is our command. And we are willing to go for your happiness, for your pleasure, because that's what you want. And we are here to obey your farman. But we have question or two. One, if we're going to go down, and if we are not going to have any guidance, how will we find our way back? Allah says, because you are fulfilling my order, my wish, my will, and if you do exactly what you are going down for, then there will be no question asked. When you die, you will come back to me directly. They say we have one more question. How long do we need to stay down? And Allah says 4 days only. And they say 4 days only? And then we will come back directly to you. No question asked? Allah said no question asked. They say we are ready to go. Allah said, but remember, इंसान बन के रहना, be human. That's the only condition you have. Be human. And those 1,000 souls comes down. Allah says, are everybody else ready? Other 4,000 hands went up. Allah said, wait a minute. Let me tell you the condition for the next journey. So you will go down, but you will have old religion, old knowledge. You will not have a fresh knowledge and fresh guidance. Most of the hand went down, but about 1,000 or so still had the hand up. Allah said, what made you think and what made you convinced that you wanted to go down? And they repeat the same thing. Ya Mullah, because it is your will, it is for your happiness and your pleasure, then we will go down for you. Because we are here to follow your command. But we have the same two questions the previous souls had. One, how are we going to find our way back? And two, how long would we have to stay down? Allah says, if you go down and fulfill my wish and stay and follow the commands that I'm giving you today, then you will come right back to me without any question. How long we would have to stay? Allah says 4 days. Only 4 days? Then we will be back to you? Allah says yes. But remember, इंसान बन के रहना. Be human. Don't deviate from that path. Be human. Next 1,000 soul comes down, and then the story goes on. The next 1,000 souls comes to this world other than Muslims with the same questions and same answer, and Allah keep repeating Himself, saying, "Be human. Do not deviate from that path." At the end, about 1,000 souls left. Allah said, "I will send you to be a Muslim. You will have the notion of one Allah. You will have all the books of mine. You will have all the guidance of mine. And they ask the same question. So that means we would have to follow those guidance, or are we going to be asked any questions? Allah said, because you're going to have all the guidance, and if I send you being a Muslim, but without the Imam of the time, meaning you will have a guidance all the way to the Quran and Muhammad, but no guidance of the Imam of the time. So some of the hands went down, some remained up, and they asked the same two questions. Allah says, if you go down, be human, and when you come back, there will be no question asked. How long are we going to stay? Only 4 days. Only 4 days. When we come back, we will be one with you. Mullah says yes. Few remaining souls still standing there. Mullah says, are you guys ready to go? They all said, yes, Mullah, we are ready to go. Mullah says, go. And they said, are you not going to give us the lecture? You're not going to give us that guidance? He says, no. You will have all the guidance, all the books, and Imam of the time to guide you. So, Mullah, what about the one no question asked? Mullah says, no. Because you're going to have all of this, you will be asked of every single thing you do. You will have to answer to every single action you take. How long we would have to stay? 4 days only. And then when we come back, I'll say, if you do good, if you follow the guidance of the Imam of the time, then you will come back to me. Otherwise, you're going to have to stay in line because you did not follow my order. But Mullah, all of those people, you gave them a free pass and told them no question asked. Mullah said, look at all of them. They had no guidance. They all will come back and they all will have excuse that in the world we did not have a fresh guidance. But what excuse would you have? You will have the Imam of the time. You will have no excuse. And they said, Mullah, if that is your wish, and meaning that you're going to be with us all the time? He says, yes, I will be with you all the time. He said, if you're going to be with us, then there is no way we can deviate from this path. Meaning, we will go with you and we will come back with you. And I say, yes. But remember, insan ban ke rehna, be human. The last batch comes down. Now we're going to stop this story here. We're going to go back a little bit and see in the world over there. Look around us. Not only we see all these humans in different religion and different colors and different race and religion. Not only that, but we also see people who are sick, handicapped, criminals, all kind of people around us. All kind of people around us. How do we justify that? how do we understand that all these people will go back to him without any question? When our Peer had told us, कि तिल तिल का लेखा लेसे, how do we understand this and this? Meaning somebody will be answerable for all of those people. Somebody will be. Now with having that in front of us, let's come back to us. Remember, until you bring all of this to yourself, you will not be able to understand this concept. So let's just take the smileys, and then we will go back to all of the people again. Just let's take the smileys. So all of the smileys which had come down with their own free will, with their own free will. Most people think that we came down, Allah sent us, we had nothing to do with it.
We had no choice.
We had no choice. Most people think that. But that's not true. Allah does not take our free will, here or there. Our free will stays with us. With our own free will, we chose to be smiley, and we also chose to be one who will be answerable at the end. And then within the smileys, there are few people, let's say here we are, who choose to understand all this, the secrets of the Imam and the knowledge of the Imam. So we will be asked more questions. We will be the one who will be answerable to him on that day. Not only for us alone, but for our Jamaat too. We will be answerable for all of them. And how do we understand this part? So let's take a couple of farman. In one farman, Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah says, may our soul be sacrificed to him. He says, if you have the knowledge, and if you don't give this knowledge to the Jamaat, then you will be sinful. Meaning, on the other way around, if somebody don't have the knowledge, they cannot be sinful because they have no knowledge. They have no knowledge. But you are the one with the knowledge. Then you must give that knowledge to others. Meaning you are responsible for the rest of the Jamaat. Because you have that knowledge. Second, let's say that over here, we sit over here and we understand the knowledge and we also practice this knowledge. Remember, just taking the knowledge is not good enough. If you practice this knowledge, you bring it into the practice, into your ibadat, into your dua, into your zakat, into your the son and in your majalis. Every single thing we do, if you bring this knowledge into your practice, all the sawab, all the good deeds that you are collecting, that's more than enough for your soul. That's more than enough for the entire Jamaat actually. So what our action should be? One, give knowledge. And second, to pray for the Jamaat. Because our Jamaat is our responsibility. Because Allah has given us something which He has not given to the Jamaat. And that is the true knowledge of Himself, the secrets of Himself. And because He has given us that, we are in that one group. Then Mullah say, you will be asked the question. You will be the responsible one. So here I'm going to give everybody 1 minute. If you don't want to be responsible for the rest of the Jamaat, this is time for you to leave. Because going forward, you are signing up for that, saying we will be the responsible. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to understand this knowledge. I'm going to practice tariqah correctly, and I'm going to collect so much that not only my soul, but I should be able to take everyone's soul with me. How do you think the Pir could take Anand Karori with him? Unlimited souls with him. How did he do it? That's how he did it. He had all the knowledge, and then he brought that knowledge into the practice, and he had enough dua and ibadat and sawab to take all of those souls with him. Not only Ismailis, not only Muslims, but all the souls of the world, where he took all of them into the salvation with him. With the one single soul, himself. He brought all of those souls into him, and he took it back into their original status. That's how he did it. And Mullah says, if you follow me, you can be like Pir Sadruddin. You can be like angels. You can be like Hazrat Isa. And you can go even beyond that, above that. Meaning we can do that too. We have to do exactly what our Pirs did and follow on their path. And their path was the Sirat al-Mustaqim. And on the Sirat al-Mustaqim, they were taking all this knowledge from the Imam. And then they were giving all this knowledge to the Jamaat. And then after giving the knowledge to the Jamaat, they were doing their ibadat, and they were doing their practice, and they were praying for the Jamaat to make sure that none will pass away with the sin. This was their job. So now, if we understand our role within Jamaat, and we understand that our Jamaat is the only one who will be responsible, because we have all the resources that was promised to us to find our way back to Him. We will be the one who will be answerable. So here, again, what about all those other people who have no religion, especially people who does bad deeds? Remember Allah's firman? Be a human. Because they did not fulfill that one single promise, they didn't have to do anything but to be a good human. That's all they had to do. And because they did not do that part, then they will have to go on that journey again to go back to Him. Sometimes we see people who are not Ismaili, non-Muslim, but with a good moral, good ethics. They are really, really good humans. And you look at them and say, how can it be? You know, we have an Imam, we have the fresh guidance, but compared to us, these people are much better. Those are the people who are fulfilling their promise to Allah. Come back to that Inan. कि हजरत खुद लिखिया दोष किसी को ना दीजिए. Human nature, we always like to blame others. And one of the Farman Mullah says, Mullah Aga Sultan Muhammad Shah, may our soul be sacrificed to the Imam, he says, कि I know you guys will make an excuse and say, we did not know. Or exactly that's what Pir says in his Ginan. You wrote it yourself. Whatever you are doing today is been written and chosen by yourself. There is nothing happening today which you had not written for yourself. So don't blame others. You cannot blame Mola, you cannot blame anybody else. If you want to blame anyone, blame yourself. And then you have nothing to blame yourself either. Just understand where you are, the status Imam has given you, and the promise that he had made with you, that I will come with you. I will be with you all the way. I will hold your hand. लेकिन फिर अगर हम अपना हाथ छुड़ा लेते हैं, if you don't want him to hold his hand, then it's up to us. He is holding our hand. So we don't go out of the way to commit sin. He's holding our hand, but it's up to us to make sure we hold his hand too. तो आ जाए उन बच्चों पर या उन रूहों पर कि जो handicapped है or somehow they are disabled mentally or physically. How do we understand those souls? And what about those kids who are born and dies or still birth or die within a month or two or a year or two? What are their roles in our life? First, we need to understand कि इंसान के लिए, for the human, Allah has created everything. All the plants, all the animals, everything we see around us are for humans. And then within a human, all the humans are here for the chosen ones. So we may see them and learn. So what do we learn when we see someone without a religion? What do? We say, thank you, Mullah, that you are with me. Otherwise, I will never be able to find my way back. So we look at them and we learn something from it. What about when we learn people holding on to the old religions? We say, thank you, Mullah, that you have kept us with you. So we may follow you and we will pray for them too. And then when you are elevated within the ranks of Ismailis, you say, Ya Mullah, thank you that we had 20 million Ismailis, but you chose us 20 to be the elevated one. Thank you, Mullah. Now we will pray for the rest of our brothers and sisters. And when we look at someone handicapped, that is a test for the parents, that is a test for the community, for the Jamaat, and for us. How do we look at them and thank Mullah, number one, and pray for that soul? Because remember, to us, they are handicapped. But if you ask their soul, they'll be like, you know what, I'm going to be living in 4 days. I'm not answerable for anything. I don't have to do anything. I'm going right back to him. I'm only here for 4 days. But you have to work hard. You have to take all this knowledge. You have to do the ibadat. You have to do everything, not for only for yourself, for the others too. So who are the lucky ones here? Who are the lucky ones here? Them or us? You can say, well, we are all lucky. They are lucky in their own way, and we are lucky in our own way. So we took this responsibility on ourselves and said, Mullah, let me be near you, and we take all the responsibility. And one of the examples, and then we will finish and we will open up for the question. Then when you are working in a company or when you have your business, you take the higher challenge so you may increase your ranks. Either in the company or you increase your sales in your business. What do? You take higher challenge. You never say that I'm going to just open up a business, I'm going to sit over here. If I make $100 a day, I'll be okay. No, you said no. I want to make $200 a day. And then I want to make $400 a day. Same thing in a company. I started from here with a lower salary, but I wanted to go all the way. I want to take more responsibility. So when you are the manager, you are responsible for the entire crew. So if we think ourselves as a manager, we are responsible for the entire Jamaat. So I will stop here and then go ahead. You have a question?